What's up everyone, it's Kyle from Color Expression, back with another swatch and review. So today we're checking out the new Down to Earth bundle from Holo, which is their 6 new creams and a multi-chrome flake topper, which is a new pigment from Holo that we haven't seen before, so I cannot wait to check this one out with you guys. These are all available now, so I will link the Holo website down below. The creams retail for $12 USD each, and the topper retails for $13 USD, or you can grab everything all together for a slight discount at $78 USD. In this video, we're going to go through the swatches, we're going to look at the topper on every new cream, and we're also going to compare the new creams to some older creams in the Holo lineup. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on so you're never missing out on the newest Holo or nail polish content. Check out my shorts tab for a very exciting little announcement over there, but I think it's time we get on to these swatches. First up, we are looking at Lowkey Blushing, and as hinted in the name, this one is a sort of pink blush shade, and the thing I really like about this whole collection, you'll see it as we go through all of these swatches, is that all of these shades sort of have this almost grayed out, like, dusty coating to them. It's such a nice effect, and I feel like when I do wear creams, I'm definitely going for shades like this where they're sort of darker, they're sort of muted. I really love how that looks, so I am a huge fan of all of the shades in this collection, but this one in particular, it's this really nice sort of soft pink. It's almost like a pale salmon type color, and I feel like it just looks so nice as a full manicure. We'll see it paired with the topper in a little bit, and it's a really nice shade. So definitely one that I feel like I've said this like 4 videos in a row, but I don't usually go for pinks. This one is a pink that I would go for. Next up is Brick Wall, and as you may have guessed by the name, this one is essentially a brick red polish, but we do have this sort of undertone of brown. It's that really nice sort of muted feel. It's not a bright red by any means, and I feel like once we see this one compared to some of the other Holo creams later on in the video, you'll really get the feel of this shade, because I feel like I couldn't capture that full deepness of these in the live swatches. Once we look at those comparisons, I was able to just really get that true to life feel of the shades. But this one, in the end, it's such a nice shade. I love this deep red. I feel like it's a really nice twist on a red. Usually we're getting either like really bright reds or sort of maroony reds, but it's like this warm, dark, dusty red, and I'm a fan of it. I can't wait to show you the topper over this one too. Ooh! Next up is Not Pressed, and I feel like this is going to be one of those types of shades where it's very divisive in the sense that you either love it or hate it, and I personally am in the love it camp, I think. Actually, this one is probably my favorite one of the collection. I've had it on for a week now. That's how much I like it. I've had this on for a week with the topper, and I'm totally obsessed. But it is this olive green shade. It's almost got hints of yellow. It's, again, that sort of hint of brown. Like, barely, it sort of darkens the green out a little bit, and it looks so good. We're gonna see the topper over this one as a full hand because, as I said, I'm obsessed with that look, and it's just amazing. I love the muted feel of this one. This is like a dream cream of mine. It's just so beautiful. Look at it in that full hand. It's just, I need to breathe. It's okay. I just really like this polish, you guys. Next up, we have Modest Moss, which all of the names in this collection are very well done. This one is this really mossy green, but it has that dark sort of twist to it, and again, that dustiness that, like, I feel like one of the ways I want to describe it is almost like you're looking at the color through smoke a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just sort of muted. It's such a gorgeous green, and personally, I loved the shade Monstera from the Julian collection last year, which we are going to compare this one to later in the video, but personally that was one of my favorites of that collection, so to see this shade become part of the more permanent line of creams, I'm very happy for anyone that missed out on that one, because it's gonna fill that void in your collection for sure. It's so gorgeous. I love that we have almost that hint of warmness to it. It's like you took a dark green and just added like a dash of yellow, and it's It's such a nice color. I'm getting repetitive, but they did a good job on all these creams. Sorry, gotta say it. Our second to last new cream is Nightshade, and I feel like this one also could have been called Eggplant, and it would have been a very sufficient name. It's this really gorgeous dark purple polish, and probably the runner-up for one of my favorites of this release, because I always love a good purple, and this one definitely fills that purple need in my heart. You know what I mean? It's such a rich shade. We're getting that really great coverage, and I feel like for a little point in time there was this difference in the Holo Taco cream formula, but with this collection they really brought it back to that super opaque feel, the practically one coat feel, and I really enjoyed it. I loved using these. They were such a dream to put on. The formula self-leveled so nicely, and all of the color payoffs are just so nice. It's such a beautiful color story that I feel like you could go with any one of these shades that like you're drawn to and you're going to be happy with it. And our final new cream is Stay Grounded, which is this warm, woody brown. I feel like it's a light brown, it's a tan. I don't really know which direction to go with the description, but you can see it going on the nail. We had that amazing coverage. It was quite literally opaque in one coat, but we're throwing on that second coat just to stay consistent, and once we finish that up, you'll get to see the really nice, just rich color of this polish. It almost reminds me of coffee, or I don't know, like a deer or something, and I feel like in the end it just looks so good, and especially paired with the topper as well. This one looked really nice, just contrasting with those sort of pinks and yellows, and I just feel like this is going to be a great one as we do transition into the fall season. It's such a great shade for that time of year, so I cannot wait to be wearing this one in all of my little fall activities. But checking out these 6 creams all together, you can see that really beautiful, just amazing fall color palette we're getting. I feel like these are all gonna look so good if you wanted to do a gradient, if you want to do some sort of abstract nail art. You could do some nail vinyls, put these together in different ways with different patterns, and they're just all gonna look really good. So I think that Holo Taco did an amazing job pairing all of these shades together. They all look so nice. And checking out our Fallen Flake Taco, this one is a multi-chrome flake topper, so the pigment is pretty dispersed in here. I'm sure you could sponge it on if you really want that full coverage effect with it, but we are going to top it over all of these new creams, and the thing I love about this one is actually how sort of different it looks over each shade. You really get these different colors sort of popping out in it, but in general, the main colors of the pigment are this sort of pink when you see it head on, and then, like I said, it's multi-chrome, so it does shift over through to a sort of orange, a gold, bit of a green at the more extreme angle, and there's also some of these, and I'm not sure if it's just some of the flakes hitting the light at a different angle, but there's some of these sort of bluey green flakes in there as well, which I thought was just a really nice touch. You get such a nice mix of these really deep colors and then those sort of like cool green and blue color, and it just really gives that fall leaves effect. I'm from New England, and I feel like I'm walking around with a little pile of leaves on my nails. I just really liked this one, especially over the green. You get it almost like leaves in the lawn, and then just the way that it pairs over each one individually was so unique. It looked so good. Look at this macro. You can really see those flakes, that color shift. I am totally obsessed, and like I said, this is the one I wore for a week. Oh, I could not get over it. I was constantly just looking at my nails. Like someone needed to stop me because I'm like, I can't stop looking at how freaking beautiful this is. I love it. I think it looks so good. And because I'm feeling a little extra today, I wanted to compare all of these creams with the topper too, so you can really get the full effect of how different it can look over each of the shades. You can see on the lighter ones, it sort of has this darker effect, but then down on the dark green, on the purple, you really get those pops of the sort of gold and yellow. So I felt like that was just really nice to see and pretty cool to see how different this same shade can look over different things. Switching over to our comparisons, we're going to have our new Holo Taco cream in the center compared to similar creams on the top and bottom, so you can just sort of get a feel of how these new shades look when compared to existing creams from Holo Taco. But in general, I just really liked this release. I feel like all of the shades looked so good. We really got that amazing Holo Taco cream formula again, and it was consistent throughout every single shade, so I really loved that about these. I feel like they did a great job with this collection for sure. Check out the description if you want to grab any of these shades, and like I mentioned, make sure you are subscribed with those notifications turned on. There is some very exciting stuff coming up that I know you're not going to want to miss out on, but I think that's going to be it for this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! And our final new creme. What?